What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back to do part 2 of this coin collection that I bought the other day. We're going to start with that first bag that was full of all of our 90% and 40% halves and those couple 10 or 12 Ike dollars. We're going to dive in and see if there's anything really valuable hiding in here. All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the 40%. We'll work our way this way and then come back and do these Ikes last because there's actually no silver content in these, and I do know there's a few errors and varieties in these Ike dollars. I don't think we're going to have any, but we're going to check it out anyway. So let me clean this up. We'll start with our 40% here, tell you what we're looking for, do a quick hunt, and I'll bring you in if we find anything. We'll move on to the 64s, the Benjis, the Walkers, and then these Columbus Commemoratives. Okay, well, I've already sorted these 40%ers. This is the kind of stuff we find coin roll hunting. I say all the time. As you guys know, I'm in the middle of a 23-box skunk, so I'm not finding a lot of it. But this is the majority of what a lot of coin roll hunters find is this 40% silver still floating around. And a lot of people don't know there's a lot of double die obverse and double die reverse opportunities in these coins, and they don't get checked very often. I can tell you I check all my finds just because I'm interested to see if it's there. But at the end of the day, it's really only worth a lot of money when you get something that's really shiny, really nice, that kind of AU or BU kind of quality. And we do have a couple of really nice looking coins from this collection. So we're going to check it out, but I'm going to bring you over here to the computer and we're going to have a look and see specifically what we're looking for. Pulled up PCGS and zoomed in here on the price guide to the 40% silver half dollars. As you can see, we've got a DDR that is recognized by PCGS on the 65, a DDO on the 66, multiple DDOs on the 67, a DDR as well on that 67, and actually a triple die obverse on the 68. We don't have anything for the 69 or 70, and I would like to call your attention to the fact that if you happen to find, a nice AU or BU like mint state coin, some of these can be worth a lot of money. A 1967 DDO FS102 and MS67, $2,700. So even when I find these things in my coin roll hunts, if I happen to purchase 40% silver, I always check to see if I have any of these errors or varieties. And if you need a little bit of help figuring out what you're actually looking for, and I've talked about this in other videos, there's a great resource, varietyvista.com. I'm already in here under DDOs for Franklin half dollars, and I'll just show you how it works. I'll pull up the 1967. Here's the FS103. You can see here we've got an FS103. If you drill in here, they do a really good job of showing you small pictures of each letter and facet of the coin. They don't always show you exactly where the DDO is, but you can inspect these to see if they look like your coin. And here you see doubling on the T and doubling on the B, doubling on the I, doubling in the hair. So this is just a great resource to check your coins against. So with that said, I'm going to jump back over to the main camera. I'm going to look at all of these coins or all these 40% half dollars, and if I find something interesting, I will bring you in. And if not, we'll jump into the 1964s. So we wrapped up those 40%ers. We didn't have anything of interest in there. So I'm moving on to the 64s. They're all Philadelphias. It is one complete roll, and I have about 6 that are a little grungy. They're a little dirty, but most of these are really, really nice coins. I mean, they've got some bag marks. Well, this one's a little cruddy on the back. Let's move that one over here. But most of these look really, really good. We've got some bag marks or a few scratches, but in general, these are really nice 1964s. There is a DDO and a DDR on this. The DDO I'm aware of. It is very similar to the 1974 DDO, so you can see it very much in the trust. I've got to look up the DDR because I'm not real familiar with it, but we're going to dive in and see if we got one. So unfortunately, no dice on these 1964s, but I just wanted to give you one last look. We've got a couple of really, really nice ones in here, and then a couple of kind of grungy ones, but overall, very happy with this roll of 90% silver. So here's our 19 Benjis from our haul. We have 257s, 360s, a 61, 5 62s, and it looks like 7 63s. I've got to check out the mint marks, but we're going to be looking for the Bugs Bunny error on the 60 through the 63. I think the 62 and the 60, actually it's just the 63 has a obverse die clash, and a DDR. And this 57, if they're Ds, there is, I believe, a repunch mint mark on this guy. So those are the things that we're going to be looking for. And if I find anything, I'll bring you in. Otherwise, here's just a last glance at these actually pretty nice Benjamin Franklins. Moving on to the Walking Liberties, we have a 35, 36, 39, and then we have 40s, 41s, 42s, 43s, 44s, and a lonely 45. Now, there are some DDOs on these coins that can be had, but Walking Liberties in this condition, and based on just the inspection I just did, it's nearly impossible to actually see it because there's just so much wear on the coins. That said, I'm really happy with these. They are a little slick, but this is pretty much in keeping with with Walking Liberties that I find in coin roll hunts. So I'm very happy to have gotten these as part of the collection. And I believe there are 19 of them. 3, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yes, we have 19 of these. All in all, that's our Walking Liberties. Now, the last little bundle of silver from that bag were these 1893, what were they called? It was the Colombian, Colombian Expo $50. So 1893. These were commemoratives. Now, I've got a couple of these that I've picked up in other collections, and they just look gorgeous. They look BU or AU. This one right here is probably the nicest one in the batch from a detail perspective, but they're all a little gringy and dirty. These were ones that I know I paid, I think just a little bit above the spot price that I had offered the guy, but not a whole lot because some of these have dings on them. Like this one's got a big ding on it. And once these things are damaged, or a lot of times once they're this grungy, a lot of times people just won't pay the premiums for them. So I didn't feel comfortable, going overboard and overpaying for these. But a few of them like this one, he's got some contact marks on his cheek, but it looks pretty darn good. Every one of them, though, it's an 1893 Colombian. I think they made an 1892 in this as well, but these are all the 1893. So for fun, and you guys will hate me for this, but I'm actually going to take one of these and drop it in some Easy S just to see what it does to clean it up. I'll pick one of the ones that's not quite as nice, just to see what it does, and I'll be right back here to show you the results. So I've gone ahead and grabbed the one that had the most dings on it. You can see the rim is all dinged up. There's a big ding there above his head. And the back is vastly discolored. So of all the ones that I don't mind throwing in an Easy S bath, it's this one. And for those of you that don't know, I've got a little bit of Easy S in this little container. It is like a jewelry cleaner, and it kind of eats away at tarnish and takes the top little silver molecules off of this thing, and a lot of times does a great job shining it up. You typically don't need to leave it in for very long. We'll see how this goes. I don't know how well this will play out on camera, but we'll give it a go. This is really dirty, so I'm going to leave it in for just a second. So you can already see this looks a million times better. There's some of that dark stuff that just wouldn't come off. And the back cleaned up a lot, but there was still a lot of that grunge that it couldn't get off, and I'm just rubbing my finger across it. After this rinses in some water for a little bit, it may get a little bit better. But this already looks a lot nicer, but it did not get all the way back to the nice silvery sheen I was hoping for. So we're going to let that just sit in some water for a little bit and neutralize that Easy S. And I'll put it under a lamp to dry out for a minute or two, and then we'll take a look at it back on my table. So here we are. This is the one that we threw in some Easy S. And you can see it does have that little bit of, I don't know if that's tar or damage or something. I won't say scraped at it, but with my finger just tried to see if I could move that around, and I could not. And you can see where all that black stuff was on the back. It discolored the silver, probably just because the stuff under it didn't age as much. And all of it didn't come out. But, if you're somebody who likes pretty coins, this can completely destroy the numismatic value. But, like I said, this one already had enough damage on it that I wasn't too concerned about doing it. And if you look at those side by side, it used to look more like this, and now it looks more like that. So anyway, I don't think there's any errors or anything like that on these Colombian Expos, but we do have, like I said, 14 of them. Very happy to have them. I wish they were a little newer and nicer condition. I've got a couple that have really good detail. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is there anything in here you saw that I should get real excited about? So we're going to move on to the Ikes. Okay, well, here we go. We had a 71D, we had 272 Phillies, and it looks like 11 bicentennial Eisenhowers. These are pretty standard clad Eisenhower dollars. Not great, not bad. I did look, the 71 and 72 did have some errors in varieties, and actually some that are worth quite a bit of money. This one has tape on the back, so this one's pretty worthless. I may put this one in some acetone and see if I can eat that off. But I didn't have anything special here. I know in my local coin shop, these are going for like $1.50 or something like that. He might be up to $2. And I know a lot of people collect them. I have a few that I bought years and years ago, or they might have even been from my childhood. I'll throw them in the bin with that, or I may try to sell them. We'll see. So anyway, for the half dollars, the hunt was pretty light. There wasn't anything special outside of just the intrinsic silver value. And, you know, we did get a pretty good spread of Walking Liberty, so I was happy to see that. And those Colombian Expos were pretty darn cool. And I was also happy to pick up so many really, really nice. I would say they were at least AU 1964, 90% half dollars. So in an effort to keep this short, we're going to stop right here with the half dollars. Nope, I forgot them. Let's go ahead and lay them out here. The Eisenhower dollars. Because we've got about $230-ish worth of quarters to go through, and that is going to be a very long video because I think we're going to have a lot of interesting things to look at. I hope you enjoyed this. I was hoping we would find something of value, some sort of error or variety that would have made this even more interesting, but that's how the hunt goes sometimes. And you know what? It's not all bad hunting when nearly every coin you look at is silver. So pretty excited about that. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, go down below this video and give me a big thumbs up. Smash that like button. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, there are so many of you that do watch my videos that haven't clicked on that subscribe button yet. So while you're there, click on that subscribe button and click on that bell so you get notified when I release my next video, which will be, more than likely, the quarters from this collection. And I'm really looking forward to that. It's a huge bag of quarters. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.